Welcome back, everybody. This is another war, number 7, for Loki versus XK9. And I have Professor X, Omega Sentinel, and White Mags. And I'm on path 5 today with a few mini bosses. And this is just Sasquatch. It's ebb and flow knockdown. So I debated on not using a Wags here to save his pre-fights, because I'm not going to be using him as much, but I actually ended up using him a little bit later to get some charges back with the Omega Sentinel synergy. So here, all I'm going to do is build 200 charges and push him to an SP2. Keep MD in mind, and here I'm just going to bait this out. And if he goes into Wrath, then wait it out. Here I want to get my Fury. I'm trying to just build power here, and he goes into Wrath, and I'm like, So dex this, and I'll have to wait this whole thing out, but this block damage will push me to closer to 3 bars, so it's fine. It's almost over. I just cannot eat a heavy, because his stagger will eat my prowess, so I'd have to lose that dex buff, and it doesn't happen anyway. So anyways, SP3 animation here, and just kind of waiting this out. The next fight is a Mole Man, and this is where I actually should have saved a Wags. Mole Man has minus 70% shrug ability versus mutants, and I could have just maxed my pacify, then I would have hit 100 off of each stun, and I could have parry heavied at will basically with that. But I realized this after I already dropped the pre-fight, so it is what it is. I have mutant power back boost because of X, and you'll see them come into play here. Very simple fight, does plenty of damage, and the mutant power back boost works great with White Magneto. The real fight that I was worried about is up next, which is the Tigra on that prowess build up, ebb and flow knockdown. It's just her specials can go unblockable, and her spacing is really weird to me when I can bait them and she throws them. So I was dueling. I know I'm not talking about this fight, but this is just straightforward. Just, parry, heavy, fury, knockdown, SP2. But the Tiger fight, I just hate that she can go unblockable and kind of like wreck you. So I debated between a Power Start 1 and Indestructible for Tiger, and I figured if I went Indestructible, I could at least, if I happen to eat an SP1, I won't take much damage off of the hits, because it's 3 hits, I think. The SP2 is multiple hits. That's what I don't want to eat. So I go with Indestructible, and I'll build power off of getting hit and get me closer. If I do eat a special, I did say to myself that I need to be at 100 charges and at 2 bars, and then I'm kind of safe, because then I can just initiate mind control, and if I have the Fury up, and from there I can use my power back to push me to an SP3, and you'll see what happens. It is a sketchy fight for me. Wasn't my cleanest, but it did end up working out. So here, I'll just parry, very heavy. You see, she's not stacking much prowess. She's kind of going at me, and I'm like, all right, cool. Here, I was hoping she would just stand up and throw it. She doesn't. She throws combo, and I'm like, okay. So a heavy again, and her prowess is building up at this point. She doesn't throw that special, and I'm like, And I was hoping she would throw it there, and she's not throwing it, and the prowess is big. At this point, she's at 2, and I had the dex, and she hits me last minute, and boom, that last hit. I see myself melting, and I'm like, all right, I have the Fury, initiate mind control right here, boom, SP2, SP3, and the fight is over. So, although it's not ideally what I want, it definitely cost me potions. I did have a backup plan for when Tigra does Tigra things, to me at least. The next up, we have a Bishop on the new 25, which is Power Snack and Prowess Build Up Unblockable. I'm using Omega Sentinel because she's obviously Nullify Immune. However, the only energy attack she has are heavies, some hits of her specials, and the second medium. So the plan is to just 4-hit combo him. Or 4 lights basically, no second medium. And here I'm turning off turning on do not disturb because I was getting some messages. And there we go. I have a collar tech on, and just 4-hit beta heavy, and I have an indestructible boost running. So at this point, I'm just like, okay, I can tank an SB3 just perfectly fine, and then go at him. But when I tank an SB3, I will apply an incinerate, which will build his prowess up. So just need to be careful of that. I could have thrown the SB3 there to see if it'll kill him, but I did not want to. I rather if him throwing his first, have mine, because I can do some combos. He'll lose his power, and I can get some combos in here. I threw a second medium there because I was going to SB3 anyway. So, and that's all she wrote for that fight. Pretty straightforward. Omega Sentinel's great at that. And then here we have Hitmonkey. This is where I saved the Wags. I was going to X him, but I would need a Wags to X him, and that's the counterproductive of what I wanted to do. So I was like, you know what? Still running an indestructible boost. I'm going to build my power. That's what I should have done when I died to him before. Build my power. I don't need to knock him down for my Fury, so I'm just going to combo him like regular. If I can get an intercept while I'm building my power, then great. And if not, then I'll get the intercept when I have 2.5 bars, and I will special to him, and I'll have a power back working right now, so it'll be a lot of damage, and I'll be right back at my specials. What I like about Wags is that you keep your prowess even if you throw your specials until they fall off. So here I get a Fury. Boom. Decided to throw that. And wasn't sure if he was going to shrug that, but he shrugged the degen or bleed off of the SB2, so he wouldn't have, but he can still evade. So here I'll bait out the special. He's being a little stingy. I'm like, and we're here trying to control spacing, so I'm like, I'm not getting back into this corner. Alright. Get that Fury up, and SB3 to end it. I think this does kill him. Yeah. Okay, next up we have Chavez, and this is a fight I just love to take. When I first started playing High Tier War, I was just smoking her with X, and I would power start 1, get to an SB3, and just kind of kill her, just get the intercept, and it's just all she wrote. This one war, because I didn't really fully understand what she did, because X was just killing her. She started out with heavies, like 3 heavies in a row, and just kind of got me in a corner, and I just ended up dying. And went back again with him, same scenario, died again, then tried somebody else on my team and died. It was a horrible war. Here she throws a heavy, and I'm like, just relax. Just fight her like normal. She throws another heavy here, which is not what I wanted, but it's okay. She gets kind of friendly here with specials. I'm like, alright. Still building my charges. She throws another special here. Trying not to dex, because I don't want to trigger MD and give her any more power than she needs. So, still have an indestructible boost. I'm like, alright. Throws a special, this is perfect. And the negative zone's about to wear off. So, I just need one more special here. Now, if I would have had 100, I probably would have gone for the intercept here and done what I did against Tigra. And I'm in the corner, and this is not what I want. And I get a heavy here, and I really need her to throw this perfect. And I get this intercept and initiate mind control, and that's all she wrote. It did look really sketchy, and I did not like being in that corner, but I am more comfortable playing versus her now, so I was like, okay, I can kind of get out of this. So that fight, obviously spam SB3. So the next fight I have is Spider Ham on that evade mini, and this is where I wanted to get that Wags. I fought Hitmonkey without a Wags because I would have gotten enough pre-fights back with this Omega Sentinel synergy to be able to pre-fight him. And don't really need it for X because you'll see that I don't really parry much, but it is nice to have in case I do have to parry him. I do it here and there, but I really heavy counter his SB1. I heal off of his debuffs, and his only bad thing is that he applies that taunt, and when he does that, it lowers your attack. And so my SB3 does still work. It's just takes longer. So I think he eats like 3 SB3s. So yeah, here I'm just baiting the SB1. I dash back and I can heavy counter. Boom. So yeah, Bane ticks away, but then he has a constant debuff on you, so you heal from willpower. So it's kind of, kind of works. Here, heavy counter, and I see I don't have disorient, so I can parry right there. I landed another one. I don't go for the heavy. I should have. I think it caught me off surprise that I got it. And the reason this works is because you can't evade X when he has more than 25 mind control charges. So as Spider-Ham builds his nonsense, he can't do his evade unblockable routine that kind of gets people smacked in the face. And so here I built 200, got my SP3 and no power sting on me, so I can throw this freely, and that's all she wrote. This is going to end the war. We did end up taking our first loss, unfortunately. So GG's to XK9. They played very well. We lost by 1. It was a close war. And we're moving on to our next war and hoping to end the season strong. We're still in Masters, so that's the goal, especially coming back from a relaxed season. So that is all, and I will see you guys in the next one.